Hi everybody, Mike White here. How are you? Welcome to a wonderful, nice, hopefully where you are, great weather November day. Before I get too far, I want everybody that's on this call to do me a favor and make sure you email me your mailing address, whether it be something to the office or to your house, so that I have the ability. I have a book that I want to send everybody to read for the holidays. And so if you'll all be so kind as to send me your address, I will be happy to send you the book that I would like you to read. So with that in mind, we're going to have a good day today. But I want to address some things based upon recent events and some things that people have talked to me about and asked me about and wanted some help with. And so I wanted to share some things with you so that you had them. What we're going to talk about today is being able to leverage ourselves through the social media. And, you know, it's a big thing, because social media, well, what is it? The reality is it's all about impressions. It's about how many impressions you can make to the same people over and over again, and how many impressions you can make to other people over time. And everybody talks about social media. Everybody talks about being engaged in social media. I think many people in the mortgage and real estate industry thought that social media was going to be this, you know, the latest and greatest thing about attracting all this business, and it has been largely unfulfilled because there hasn't been a real comprehensive plan as to what to do, how to do it, how to follow up, and to make it really turn into money. And so I've been working with this for a few years now with a number of different clients, and as well as on my own for my business. And recent events has really, you know, helped out, because we've done some things, and I will talk to you about that as we go through the conversation. So understand that social media, it's all about making an impression. Now, there are a lot of different avenues through social media, and I don't want to go into them all. I really just want to go into, excuse me, what I call the big four: Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. There are obviously a lot more. We can argue about who's best, who's the biggest, who works. However, I am putting these out there because they each control an area of the market. They each have certain attributes that make it, you know, important and functional, and things that we need to be aware of. And so what I've hoped to do, and what I've been trying to do, integrating the social media platform, is to give you guys an idea of what each one of these things are and how they're generally being used, and then how I want, or I have found it work best with the people that I have, you know, using this. So how and why, and understand that the differences matter a lot. You don't replace, and again, just with these four, there are other interchangeable parts that can replace some of these. But let's, again, just stick with this and say Twitter is quick, short messages. You're putting quick, short messages out there on Twitter, and you're generally trying to either make a comment on somebody else's link or posting, or you're commenting on your own situation, or you're sharing or a link or a posting. So with Twitter, again, it's a limited number of characters. You don't have a lot of space. They're quick, short messages, and generally what you're doing is calling attention to somebody else's posting or putting something that you have done onto Twitter. Now, Twitter, you're using to, and they call it, you follow. And so you go out there and follow certain people or certain businesses or certain entities, and other people follow you. So in Twitter, it's a matter of being out there and following other people, and again, from your business standpoint, I don't want to talk about your personal situation, and I do suggest that your business Twitter account and all of these should be business-minded, not your personal. Not your personal Twitter feed, not your personal LinkedIn feed, not your personal Facebook page, not your personal YouTube account. Every one of these, for the purposes of disclosure and compliance, should be, if you're a mortgage or a real estate professional, should be built around your professional situation so that people know that they're dealing, in that capacity. So Twitter, quick, short messages, follow people, have them follow you, forward links, and forward content or other messages, generally called retweeting, okay? LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is a business networking and referral site. You create your profile on LinkedIn, you give some information about yourself, and you start connecting or linking to people that you know, and you start connecting to them, and you also start connecting to pages or groups on LinkedIn based upon your fields of interest or your professional capacities. Like if you're in the mortgage business, obviously you'd link to some mortgage areas. Now the business and networking referrals, LinkedIn, of all of these, I have found that people in general, when it comes to actually generating real hard mortgage referrals on transactions that actually take place and close, of all four of these, LinkedIn is the one that generates the best possible result so far. So it doesn't mean you shouldn't do the others. It just means the number of people that you link into and the number of people who trust the information on LinkedIn seems to be stronger, just based on my experience with the people that I am working with. So the important thing about LinkedIn and what some people will, what they do is to understand that this is business networking and referrals. Now, we go down to Facebook. And Facebook, you're going to post comments, you can post photos and links, and you can also use it for certain networking opportunities or posting networking events or joining all sorts of different groups that are on Facebook. Again, with Facebook, you're acquiring friends. You ask people to be friends with you, and they either friend you. If you have a professional site, then you're asking people to like your page. So you put your professional page up there, and you're asking for people to come and to look at your page and to like, L-I-K-E, what it is that you're doing. Now, Facebook, again, it is the one that has the largest number of users and can go, viral very quickly depending upon the people that are engaged in this particular area. Understand that we're going to go through some strategies on how you use this, but again, I just want to explain the basic format. YouTube, we're all probably aware of YouTube. It's taken over a good part of our lives. It's video posting. There's content storage and for sharing. And there's some really great things that you can do with this. There's a lot of things that you can do to help you grow and to share in an environment that costs little or no money to get a very wide range of appeal, and it makes it amazingly simple for you to generate people who subscribe to your account and look at what it is that you're doing. And again, we're going to go into the strategies, as we go through this. But I wanted to give you an idea of the four. Twitter, quick short messages, a lot like texting. LinkedIn, off your computer. For the most part, you certainly can do it from your handheld device. But LinkedIn and Facebook, LinkedIn is a business networking and referral situation. Facebook is again, posts, photos, links, networking opportunities in general. It's where people go with their lives. It's not, it's more personal as opposed to professional. And YouTube, again, is just a place where you can post your videos and you can store your content and you can share that content with people very easily. Now, the main event to all of these is blogging. Now, again, people get really scared of blogging, or they don't know how to write, and they get really worried about how this all goes down. And let's be honest, blogging is no more than commenting. It's a place where you can express yourself and your thoughts and your ideas. It's a place where you can talk about important news. It's a place where you can promote your business concepts and your theories. It's clearly a place where you can share information, again, through all sorts of things and your spin on that information. And it's a place where you can blog and you can connect almost endlessly around the world if necessary. And I use in front of you a company called WordPress as an example of where you can go to set up a blog. And let me tell you something. I am not technologically advanced by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, I do not have a great aptitude when it comes to any or all of these things. So the things that I am sharing with you may not be the ones that have all the, the great bells and whistles, but I will tell you that they function, they're popular, they have a wide appeal, and an idiot like me can use them. So if I can figure out how to get it done, you can figure out how to get it done. But the main event blogging is, and again, blogging doesn't have to happen every day. Blogging can happen once a week, once a month, whatever it is. The reality of all this is this is your content. This is where you go out into the wide world and you see what people are talking about and you bring it back and you put your own spin on it. And it can either be in support of other people's work or it could be contrary to other people's work. But it is a place where you can go that starts combining this, and your blog is where you would post. You'd post that blog link on your Twitter feed. You'd post it on your Facebook page. You'd post it to the groups in your LinkedIn account. You could record and do a video blog of your writing and put it on YouTube, and that way it can be shared by others. Again, you take the four main groups, the four groups of conveyance, and the main event here, which is your content, which is this blogging pace. And again, it doesn't even have to be your material. You can go online, you can find other people's work, and you can just merely comment on it. For those of you who want, you can even, go to a subscription service and they will place content on your blog on a regular basis. Now, why would you do that? It's because a lot of these things determines what the internet, okay, or what the search engines are, deemed to be what's relevant. We all want to be on the first page of a Google search, let's be honest. We all want to be the ones that get found when they search for either us or what we do. And how do you get to the first page? How do you move up those areas? And that's by impressions. It's by the number of likes you get. It's by how relevant and how new and how fresh your content is. It's about how frequently other people share your content or things that you link to and the people who link to you. The secret of the search engines is they have all these algorithms that determine what people are looking for, what people are reading, what they're interested in. And based upon how people are reacting to you and what they see and what you're posting and the words you use, it affects that algorithm and it ranks you compared to all the other things that are going. And you can see when you go with a Google search, and you can see where you rank in the total number of records that will be there versus where do you sit at a number of those. And the whole idea is let's be honest, if you're not hitting the first page in a search engine search, your people are not likely to find you. In fact, a lot of people, not only do they not get past the first page, they usually don't get halfway down the first page before they make their mind up where they're going to go find some information. So understand, whether it be Twitter or Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube, if you're taking the same content and you're spreading it across all of them, what is happening is any time one of them gets picked up, it's beneficial to the rankings of what it is that you're doing. So please understand this. I put this out there for a reason. And again, I know this is starting to sound like a lot of work, but it's really not, because you can either do it yourself or you can have somebody do it for you. You can, have your blog. It takes just minutes to put it up onto your Twitter feed. It takes minutes and put it on your Facebook page or your LinkedIn account, or put your videos up on YouTube. It takes very little time to do that, but it can be immensely productive. Now, your website is home for all of it. And as you've seen with my website, and as you've seen with the links that you can do, your website is the way the world sees you. When the world comes and looks for you, your website or your web page is what they're seeing. That's what they get. And hopefully you've got links to all your other areas. If it's not on your web page, then it should certainly be on your email. And if you don't want to put all the icons on your email signature, you can certainly put at least your website on your signature so people can go there and then they can choose to link. I have some people who have their links right on their email signature. I have chose not to, but I don't think it's a bad idea for people who do. But again, links to all other areas. It's having your link to your Facebook page and your Twitter account and your YouTube account and your LinkedIn account. It's a matter of, and your blog, all on your website. Why? Because when you have it on your website and all those things are linked, it improves the ranking of your website. Now your website ranks higher, all because of the traffic that you're getting on Twitter or LinkedIn or Facebook or YouTube, and your blog, because it's all about ranking on the search engines and all the other impressions, all the other places that you can touch. This is where they come to find you. So when you go out there and you do any of this marketing, ultimately they end up somewhere. And that somewhere is your website. So you're going out there to attract all this business by using social media. And you want to get known in the world using social media. And the reality of this is where they're going to be driven to. So take a look at your website. Take a look at your web page. Whatever it is that you're driving the traffic to, what do your people see? What do your prospects see? Is it clean? Is it clear? Is it concise? Is it simple to navigate? Can I find what I want? And the answer here is, this is what faces the world. If you were looking for somebody and got to that website, what would you think? What would your impression be? It takes relatively little to get that cleaned up and clear and functioning. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. Many of you are affiliated with companies that already have a great deal of the back end already done. And so engineering the front part about this, or the front page of this, is not hard to do. You just need to do it, or you need to find somebody that can help you do it, and it's relatively inexpensive, especially for what you can see down the road. So let's talk about some basic concepts and usage with Twitter. And so we start with Twitter again. You're going to just build a network and share. what you're constantly doing is posting instant information in comments. We talk about these followers. We talk about people following you. It seems like everybody has got a Twitter account, some people more than others. It allows you to comment on current topics, and you can post links, from all your other content places, whether it be a YouTube video or your blog. You can post all of that onto your Twitter feed, and people can click on it, and then they can go see it. And it allows you to share your other content with your followers. And again, the whole thing with Twitter, you're following people, so you're seeing what they're talking about, and people are following you. Sometimes they're not the same. Sometimes there are people that you follow that they won't follow you, and there are some people that will follow you and you won't follow them. The reality of the situation is, again, you follow whom you want to follow. This is not one of those things that it takes a tremendous amount of time. I'm not expecting you to put your tweets out there every 5 minutes. What I expect that you do is you dedicate some time each day to checking your Twitter feed. And I would suggest that you do it at a regularly scheduled time where you're managing your communications. If you're managing your phone calls and your emails, quickly looking at your Twitter, that's the time that you're going to do that, is when you're managing your communications. Can you do it also earlier in the morning? And certainly you can do it later at night. It's quick to pull up, take a look, post, comment, share, retweet, whatever you're going to do. But the point is this doesn't become a compulsion. Because what happens with any of these things, or what can happen with any of these things, is people become compulsive with them. And they want to follow everything. They want to see what's going on, and eventually what happens is they're not doing any work. And that becomes a big pratfall. So that's why I say if you're going to get involved with this, when do you do it? Well, you do it in the time that you set aside each day to manage your communications. Just like an email, just like a phone call, just like checking your website, Twitter goes into that time. The basic concepts in LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn allows you to link to people that you know and who you either do business with or have done business with. It allows you to join specific groups related to your interests. And it also allows you to recommend other people and have them do the same for you, and we'll get back to that in a minute. And it also allows you to endorse other people, and they will do, hopefully they'll do the same for you. Now, let's just look at these last two. Recommending people, you can actually recommend people and write written recommendations. And I tell all the people that I work with, if you're going to use LinkedIn, get everybody, ask every customer that you come in contact with, every referral partner, every person, ask them, are you on LinkedIn? If you are, then link to them, and when you work with them or get to know them, then write them a recommendation, a simple third-party endorsement as to why you think this person is straightforward, upstanding, somebody you would do business with. Clearly, if you don't think that, I don't want you to do that. But if you think this person is straightforward, if you think this person is honest and trustworthy, then tell the truth and write them a recommendation. If you've used them for their product or their service, and they truly were outstanding, the degree at which you think they were good or great is the degree that you write your recommendation. You don't want to put fake recommendations out there. It doesn't do you any good. If people use your recommendation and this person turns out not to be able to deliver, it doesn't do you any good. Now, the nice thing about writing other people recommendations is the fact that when they get that recommendation, people get to read that you recommended them, and it will ask them if they'd like to recommend you back. Some will and some won't. But the point is, it's important to do because a lot of times people will. If you write them a recommendation, they will write you back. Now, why is this important? Well, when people go to LinkedIn and they start seeing other people on LinkedIn, they start looking around at who they're linked to and what it is those people do. And when you start looking and reading their recommendations, you can start seeing the caliber of and the content of what that person is doing. Now, I want you to all do this at some point. I would like for you to go to LinkedIn and search your profession in your marketplace and see who shows up. And start looking at the people in LinkedIn who are in your profession, in your marketplace, and see who's there. You may not find anybody. You may sign up and you may become the only person in that area on LinkedIn, in which case, that's a beautiful thing. If there are other people there, start looking and seeing how many recommendations they have. Why? Because it doesn't take much. You'll find most people don't have a lot of recommendations. You'd be amazed that sometimes 10, 15 recommendations from your past clients makes you the #1 ranked person. How would you like to be the #1 ranked person on LinkedIn in your marketplace? How would you like to be the #1 recommended mortgage professional in Boise, Idaho on LinkedIn? Well, I guess that would matter if you lived in Boise, Idaho. So the fact of the matter is, people will search, people will look, people will see the connections. Endorse is another feature that they've just added, and you will occasionally, the service itself will ask you to endorse other people in specific areas of their trade or their knowledge of a specific area. And you can either endorse their knowledge or you can not endorse their knowledge. Again, it's these things. It's not as strong as a personally written recommendation, but those endorsements and those recommendations combined give you a powerful presence on LinkedIn. Now, Facebook, let me give you some basic concepts. First of all, understand the difference between your personal and professional pages. Mortgage people specifically, all right, you really need to be careful. You really need to be careful. There are compliance issues about having a Facebook page, okay? If you're out there, things that you say on Facebook, whether or not you are strictly following compliance guidelines or not, you can open yourself up to a big problem. Make sure that if you're out there and you're setting up a professional page, that all your state and regulatory agency compliance information is on there. If you're setting yourself up as a mortgage professional, get your license number up there, get your company's license number up there, check with your own corporate attorneys or your own compliance department, and make sure that your page is compliant. Once that's done, then you can go out there and you can start friending people, or you can start liking people and have them do the same. Now, these basic concepts, again, this is about creating value. If you go on Facebook, and we've all seen people that do, and try to make it a commercial enterprise, if you start touting yourself, if you start doing things like that, people very quickly unfriend you. They very quickly hide your information. They very quickly don't get engaged in whatever it is that you're saying any longer. So take my word for it, is you want to put value on your Facebook page. You want to generate interest in what you're doing by posting things on other people's pages. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a while. your ability to become friends with your clients and your referral partners, again, from your professional page, and congratulate them on a sale or a closing or a listing or an achievement. If your clients are on there, congratulate them on closing on their house and getting ready to move in. Understand that the concept here is exposure, impressions. If you're on a professional page and you're a mortgage person, they'll figure that they know what a mortgage is. You don't have to go through a great deal explaining it. But what you do on your page is to create value and to share important information for other people. Your basic concepts in YouTube. You're going to create and store videos. That's what it's all about. Now, understand one thing. Your videos can be done, we've all seen very grainy YouTube videos and we all watch them. The one thing you cannot do is have poor quality sound. So please, if you're going to do videos, at least invest a couple of bucks and get a decent microphone. Without a decent microphone, of course, if you want to spend a couple of bucks and get a decent webcam. I mean, I've got one that I bought for about $100. It's a Kodak handheld. It takes great video. I've got an optional microphone for it, and the quality is fine. It's great, and the audio is fine. It's great. People will not engage if they can't hear you and understand you. So you're creating and storing these videos. And the more people view your videos, the bigger that they grow, the more they start sharing the videos. Now let's be clear. Your videos, from a professional standpoint on the mortgage business, should be about 1 to 3 minutes. And they should be specific tutorials about things that you're talking about. Example, you can answer all your frequently asked questions once in a YouTube video. Somebody has questions about a good faith estimate or truth in lending or how to read the disclosure or what per diem interest is or how the appraisal is done or when can the closing be set. All these things. You know what questions people ask you. Imagine if you recorded answers to all your frequently asked questions, short 1 to 3 minute videos, and you just put them in your YouTube account. And then anytime somebody shot you an email or they called you on the phone, they asked you a question, you certainly could answer the question for them, and you could send them a copy of the link to your YouTube account and share with them, here's my YouTube account, my frequently asked questions are right here. Here's the answer to the specific question that you asked me. Feel free to take a look at it. If you have any more questions, please let me know. If you have any other questions, please feel free to look at the other videos that are on here. And again, you can always call me. If you have friends or family members that may have a question or they're not sure about what you're talking about, please share the content with them. Because what happens is, as you grow, so will the number of people who are viewing your information. People will actually subscribe to your content. They will actually start forwarding your information to other people. It's amazing how quickly that can happen. So think about this. Again, we talked a little bit about blogging, basic concepts in blogging, 200 to 800 words, thoughts and facts. That's it. Sounds like a lot, but once you start writing, you'd be surprised how quickly 200 to 800 words go. Thoughts and facts. Once a week can really change your life. Consistency is currency. Pick a day, pick a time, publish your blog, same time every week. You can post your content on other sites. Again, you got the blog. You can put the link for your blog to your Twitter feed. You can put it on your Facebook page. You can record it video and put it on your YouTube account. You can send it out to the group in LinkedIn. Using industry-specific terms helps you rank higher. Say the words mortgage. Talk about what you're talking and understand how do people look for this information. I have questions on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. Use those terms. 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. If you're talking about rate locks, talk specific terms. Mortgage rate locks. Get those in there because, again, as the search engines scan and they start looking, based upon where you rank, you're the stories that are going to start coming up. Because understand that consistency is currency. Consistency is what keeps people engaged in what you're doing. So now let me give you some examples of leverage. What if you were friends with your clients and you posted appraisal photos on their Facebook pages? Now, your post going on to their page gets you in front of all of their friends. Sharing your blog on all social media services, or at least the one you're connected to. Your blog post is out there. Now you expand it through your Twitter feed based on the number of followers and the number of people that may retweet your information. Your Facebook page and all the people who are friends with you and who may forward their Facebook information. Your YouTube account, the number of people who may see that, the same thing. It gets out there, it gets in front of people. I have a certain number of clients. I have a certain number of Facebook friends. But my blog, my weekly blog, is read between 3,000 and 15,000 times a week. I don't have that many friends. There's not that many likes on my Facebook page. I don't have that many subscribers. So what happens is of the people who are following me on Twitter and on LinkedIn and on Facebook and reading my blog through my website, some of them forward it on. Some of them repost what I write. And so those hundreds of people that I know become thousands of people every week. And little by little, more people start signing up and more people start reading. They come to the website, they sign up for the blog, and that way they get it emailed them to directly. Or they go to the Facebook page, they know it's there, and then they like the site. And then they know, hey, every Thursday this is coming up. I go there on Thursday to read the blog. Understand, linking expands your reach. The more you know, the more they know. Imagine this. If you have 2, 3, 4, 500 people on your Facebook page, or, who are like you, or you have 2, 3, 400 people who are Twitter followers or on your LinkedIn account, how many people do they know? It becomes exponential. Because, again, recommending. You start recommending these people, they recommend you, people start seeing these recommendations, then they start seeing the blog. And it becomes viral. You start becoming the expert. People start coming to follow you. Now let me tell you something. The last two are the money. Video coupons create exponential impressions. And video answers to frequently asked questions can go viral. Now let me explain something to you, and this is absolutely happened. Is I have a client, solid mortgage producer, $20 to $30 million a year in production. Most of his business comes from his realtor referral partners and some from his database. And having worked with me, realized that where his weakness was other professionals. And we were trying to find other professionals, and we were trying to create value to his database, because you can only send so many mortgage pieces to your database at any given time. So I suggested, after he read The Opportunity Advantage, and one of the things we came up with is he was going to support and attend the bridal show. So he took a booth at a bridal show with one of his realtor referral partners, and the plan was very simple. I wanted him to go out and exchange business cards with every other booth that was at this bridal show, talk to some of the people. The people that he liked a lot, I wanted him to put those cards in his left pocket. The people he didn't like or liked only a little, I wanted him to put the cards in his right pocket. And I wanted him to get to know everybody. So he sponsors the bridal show, and there's about 35 other sponsors of the event. And he really likes about 25 of the people, and 7 or 8 of them were kind of nice, and 2 or 3 he really couldn't stand. So I told him to take the 2 or 3 that he really couldn't stand and kick them to the curb, because there's no sense working with people you don't like. And then take the rest of the people. I said, and here's what I need you to do. I need you to follow up, put them in order of the way that you met these people, and I want you to go follow up with them. And I want you to ask them the question, how you can best promote their business to your people. And I want you to go with your video camera and your microphone, and I want you to go to their place of business and film a short 1-minute to 3-minute video coupon. This is where you and the business owner explain the value that they're going to give. 20% off if you mention this video, 5% off this, $20 off of that, $100 if you buy $500 worth of things, whatever it is. Whatever that value-added proposition is, I need you to do a video with that. And one by one, I want you to go to each people in that video, in that bridal show, and I want you to record a video coupon. And then here's what I want you to do. I want you to take the list, and oh, by the way, there were about 650 people that attended this bridal show, and we had names, addresses, phone numbers, email addresses of the people that attended this bridal show. I said, what every day, every other day, every third day, what I want you to do is I want you to release one of these value-added propositions to those 650 people. And the day you release it, I want you to put that video coupon on your Facebook page and the merchant's Facebook page, Twitter it through put the link on your Twitter account and hang it on their LinkedIn account if they have one. Put it in your blog as a supplemental blog post. Here's the link to the video coupon. Or in your weekly blog, add the video coupons that you're putting out that week. And before you know it, we started doing a little bit of math. And we realized that between the people that were the 35 videos that we were going to record, multiplied over the 650 people that were at the event, multiplied by their Facebook friends, followers, the people that we had following on YouTube, that in less than a few months, we were going to have generated over 20 million impressions. Free. 20 million impressions. Now that doesn't mean he's going to get 20 million loans, and that doesn't mean he's going to get 20 million customers. In this state, there's not even 20 million people. So clearly, there are going to be people that get to see this thing 2, 3, 4 times. But what do you think that does to the stature of this particular loan officer? But creating this value, sending this value to your database, sending the value to the person's database, using these creates traffic. They start to see the other things that you're doing. And then these videos, boy, they go viral. Somebody gets this coupon, somebody else wants the coupon. They come to your LinkedIn site to get the coupon, or come to see, or they come to your YouTube account, or they go to your website, and then they raise their hand, hey, I would like to get more of these. How do I get on your list? Just that quickly, you've achieved exponential growth without having to spend a lot of energy and little to no money to do so. People spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on television and radio and print ad and don't get anywhere near the type of exposure that you can get for free. So here's the point, okay? Here's the point with this. We have to look at social media. We have to know that it's out there. There are some things that we can do to put ourselves in good position. It's what we're supposed to do. It is all about understanding that we are in a position to do one thing and have it sit there and serve and create value for us. While we are sleeping, we are out having a good time, we are on vacation. We can do something once, and it can be played over and over and over again. It can be used so that they don't have to call you on the phone and ask you the question. Imagine if you explained your loan scenarios. Heck, Mortgage Coach has a great feature now. For those of you who have access to Mortgage Coach, you can explain your loan scenarios to the customer in a video. And you can send the whole presentation to your customer. Never have to ask another question again. They got the video. You don't have to answer the question for their uncle, their father, their sister, their brother. They can watch the video. So what I want you to understand is I want you to link. I need you to follow. I need you to friend. I want you to recommend, certainly me, Mike, come to, you can go to Improve My Tomorrow, go to the website. You can go to Mortgage Mentor at Twitter. You can find me on LinkedIn. I am in the process of recording videos. My YouTube account will be up and running, and well, it is up and running, but there's not much up there of me. There's just some recommendations that are there. But shortly, I am going to start doing tutorials, free tutorials that'll be on my YouTube account so people can download these little tutorials. Now, I do that to enhance my business. I do that to help the people who may have forgotten what I said, who don't want to go and listen to a whole thing to find the 5-minute sections they really want to grasp. But what I really need you to do, in addition to making sure that you send me your address so I can send you the book I want to send you, your questions and your comments. If you're using social media, if you're finding success or you're not, please let me know. Let's talk about it. Let's get it fixed. Let's see what we can do. Because this is a big deal. This is a really big deal. And it gets really big really, really quick. Now, our next call is scheduled for December 18th at 1 o'clock. Again, any questions or comments along with your success stories, I really would like you to share with me. Like this thing with social media. If you have a particular idea that you would like to share, or you have a particular subject you'd like me to discuss, or you have particular points that you'd like me to make or cover, just go improvetomytomorrow@yahoo.com, send us an email, and I'll be able to respond. We can talk about it, and maybe the next session that we do will be something that you have suggested. So thanks for taking your time. I would be remiss if I didn't wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. We won't get again until until just before Christmas. So the good news here is take this and run with it, and if you need help, you know how to find me. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.